Hello, my jellyfitters. My name is Jim, and this is your Daily Brogue for the 16th of July, 2026. So I was talking about something. What was I talking about? Can you remind me? No, you can't. You're not here. This is happening in the past, right? This is time travel at its best. Um, so what do I want to talk about? I talked a little bit about I accidentally, because of a very good setup. Okay, this looks bad. Yeah, this is very bad. This is a vent, a paralysis vent. I am going to grab all the things I can find before getting myself into trouble here. Okay, so this is a rat trap. When we go here, we're going to come off to this side. And I probably should have one of these earlier. Levitation, strength, strength, and I'm paralyzed. But they were kind enough. I'm going to make it that way, so go this way. Hopefully, I'm fine. No. All right, so what am I going to do? I am going to do the rational thing, which is jump down a level. All right. Okay, so that is not emergent. That is the way the game plays normally. So this could be a big problem. Come on, my dude. I want you there so I can come out here and be safe. I was talking about publishing, right? I've got the comic coming out, little tiny comic. It's out ish. Um, I have to do something to make it look the way I want it to look, but it is available, and this might be the best it gets. So I've tried revising it a couple of times, and I've been able to improve everything except the contrast. So the contrast is too low. Okay. So there must be a secret. No, there's also the possibility that I can come down this way. Um, so the contrast on my thing's a little bit too low, so it looks like my drawings are all gray, even though they're ink drawings and they look very dark. Okay, that one isn't it. This other one is, so hopefully I can get there before the rats. I've got a bunch of potions. I detect magic. Okay, so we will try that spear, see if it's a good spear. Equip I. And the nice thing is, all these rats let me do that. It's a spear of confusion, so probably we ought to keep it. War axe plus 0 plate. Keep the war axe just in case. So now I'm in one of those situations where I don't know what's in that room and I really want to. Okay, and green fire immunity. More plate armor. Okay, so what was I worried about? I was saying that I thought publishers were a good thing up until recently, um, because due to market forces, they would tend to publish things that were good. Good meaning people like them, not necessarily that you thought that it's only plus one. Uh, F, enchanting I by F to I. So a quarter of the time it will make things move around randomly. And another potion of levitation. I guess down here is a place I need to go. And I think I talked about how something similar to what I think is happening now happened in the past, and that was, the Comics Code Authority. I think that was actually not as bad um, as modern publishers, uh, because it allowed a lot of outs, right? It allowed a lot of outs. Um, but it did have problems with this distribution. So basically, National would not distribute your non-comics things to, um, a 7-Eleven, your convenience stores, your newspaper stands, right? These places are where people used to get comic books, right? Magazine stands. So unfortunately, fortunately, that's where I see us being right now. I think the current state of the publishing industry is very bad. So, um, part of that is because of self-published books, self-published novels, but also it's because I have my still playing John. No, okay. A dart and an orange potion. I thought I got my ogre killed somehow, but he's in really good shape. Oh, there is a secret door here with some goodies. So, in general, I think the advice from the publishing industry is way too much like, oh, what do I have? Let's try K is identify, P, teleportation. Um, G is protect weapon, good. And E is Discord. So what can I do? Apply M, light, apply L, telepathy. Okay, I need to get my dude to be in front of me. That did not work. Okay. Maybe there's something else here that'll work. Do I know what this is? Shovel water. I don't know what this is. Rapier and ray thing. So I think that in a lot of ways, the editors that the publishers have hired are worse than fans, right? So, and I mean this in a particular way, that fans have to have weird ideas about how to decide who should be able to write and not write things. Um, and again, we're going to go to role playing. We're going to go to role playing because the weirdest thing to me came from that, which was some people talking about Kelsey Dion mapping, not so great. Um, quit. I That's my dude. A jelly might be allow me to get that. See, there's a staff there. Okay. Hopefully, it's a good staff. worth the crap I'm about to go through. Fire immunity. And probably no food, right? No food at all. Okay, over this way again. Move Y, F apply, L. There we go. That does it. Poison and entrancement, not great. But I mean, I like poison. I like entrancement, but they're not going to make a huge difference in the long run. More identifies. I have lots of identifies. Polymorphism. So what are the problems that I have? Well, we've already talked about our problems with dudes. What are the problems with this Chalcedonian lady? I shouldn't say it that way because it wasn't a problem with Chalcedonian, right? It was a damn. Did that out of order. Um, so the problem I was having is where I was hearing somebody just saying that Chalcedonian shouldn't have written Shadow Dark because she hadn't put in her dues, right? And this is a little bit like what I've seen in other places. I've heard physicists say that only the people who make the discoveries should write the books about the thing. Um, and, this means that, and a lot of times it says that, somebody with a particular set of honors or particularly a particular status should do something. But some of these things are fairly strange to me, right? So, um, although you can understand that really you can understand when somebody says, I think only the people who have the most expertise in something should be teaching it. That's not necessarily, I mean, that's not really well thought out, but it's an understandable opinion. It's just not well thought out. It's just saying, I think in some way you should have to prove to me that you be allowed to do something that I think is some kind of honor, right? You should have the honorific in order to do something. Um, I don't need to do this. It's a long way. And that is an opinion. I don't know if it's a good opinion, but it is an opinion, and we can agree on that part. Um, I have to go along the ledge here. Probably nothing here. That guy's probably dead. The same thing's true with the comment about Dion, right? Dion, excuse me. What am I doing? I came to key plenty. So if I want another ogre, which I don't, I could get one. What am I looking at? Mostly bad left. More ogres. What happened to my ogres? Are they all dead? Oh, they're all running from goblins. Domination. Oh, very nice. Come on, ogres, get away from eels. Okay, but and it's the same. It's really the same argument, just with slightly different ideas. And I mean, in the end, it's not really an argument. Okay, what do I have? Throw. Oh, okay. I can apply N. No, I don't need to apply N because I did get the dude confused and sent him to the fire thing. I was thinking I was going to have to do that myself. I'm just going to do L. Aggravate monsters. Very nice. DARS. Let's see. W. Paralysis. Um, let's see. I am screwed. Q. No, did not make it. Oh well. Yeah, no, that was all right. So in general, you know, I just thought coming from the 1980s comics scene and stuff like that, that doing independent work like designing Shadow Dark was, putting in your time, right? Putting in your time is not, what else is there? I mean, I just don't know. I guess somebody could think that you should be doing cons and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe she was. She probably was because she had a company that was making adventures. She was making D&D adventures for a living for a long time, 5 or 6 years before that. It's plenty of time to figure out what you want to do to to sort of fix D&D. She only did that because there was some chicanery with the open gaming license. So in general, that's just about as bad as I think. That is about as bad as I think this has gotten. Right? I think um, the publishing industry is it currently has people who are gatekeeping based on sort of random feels about who they think should be writing rather than looking at the quality of the work, the quality of the product, right? And it's the quality of that product that it's their job to look at, right? Um, and if you want to put in your dues, that usually means that you're doing something like showing you can operate on a timeline, you can do the editorial or the layout work or whatever it is. And that's what they should be looking at, right? You shouldn't be paying your dues by, I don't know, posting on Reddit or whatever it is that they expect them to do. And I have no idea what they meant, right? And they don't know what they meant. They just kind of felt that maybe somebody else should have been writing that. And then I went to the Shadow Dark forums, and it was at the Dark forums seeing somebody say you shouldn't post your Shadow Dark supplements until you've been on the forums for a while and try to bring it up naturally and stuff like that. And it's another pay your dues sort of argument, which is, just such trash. So, um, I'll just say it that way that the people who are saying these things, right, are trash. They are trailer trash. They are very bad people. They have no moral instinct, and they only have their domineering instinct. You have to prove to me, even though who the fuck am I, right, that you are good enough to do whatever it is you do. And that is sort of the bad kind of gatekeeping. And the way you do that is not by producing quality work, right, which is should what the gatekeeping function is about is making sure quality work gets out, but by adding excess ideas and that have nothing to do with producing quality work. The end. I guess I still have to talk about AI and print on demand.